Hello, and today we're going to be talking about meditation and how it affects our lives and why it's important and why we might want to utilize it. And let's dive in. So, meditation is a very versatile practice that offers numerous methods that you choose to suit your preferences. So, here are 5 of the more popular types and how to practice them. So, mindfulness, which is being focused on the present moment, observing your thoughts without judgment. So, just being in your body, feel yourself touching, your chair. Feel your spine is tall. Can you notice the air touching your skin? Do you notice your hair touching your neck? Do you feel your clothes touching you? What can you be aware of as you are present in this moment? And then there's loving kindness. So, cultivating feelings in your heart space of love and compassion for yourself and for others. So, really becoming in tune with and present with your feelings and amplifying that as much as you possibly can to then give that out to someone in your life. So, you can take that energy and imagine it enveloping the person you're sending it to, which is a beautiful feeling to send and then also to receive. So, transcendental is the use of a specific mantra for deep relaxation and inner peace. It can also be the reading of a specific spiritual text. It can be anything you decide to use to get in touch with your higher power or what you believe is your higher power. Zen is usually a space where you concentrate on your breath and your posture to achieve heightened awareness, trying to find that blue light or that white light. And then there's body scan, which is a way to pay attention to sensations in different parts of your body and promoting relaxation and body awareness to each part of you. So yoga nidra is a very common body scan practice for meditation. So if you look at the research on meditation's impact, it's not just about relaxation. It's not just about getting in touch with your mind or your spirit or your heart. It does show that meditation can improve your mental health. It can actually make you feel better. It can reduce your stress. It can decrease symptoms of anxiety and depression, and it can bring enhanced emotional resilience. And I definitely noticed that one with myself. That one's my very favorite effect of meditation. And it also helps to support your increased focus and attention, which a lot of the world needs right now. We're living in a world where everything is really fast and we take in a lot of information all the time. And so having that space to just quiet everything and not be taking in more and more and more information constantly, but to just sit with what's within you instead. So people often struggle with meditation. There are a lot of common challenges that people have. So restlessness is a huge one, feeling fidgety, wanting to move, feeling agitated because you're being still. That's something where you can just try to gently bring your focus back to your breath or back to the points of your body that are touching your chair or the floor or whatever it is that you're sitting on. So giving yourself that space and time to come back and back to the point of focus. So you might have a candle you're watching. You might have your eyes closed, but you're bringing your attention to the space right where your third eye is. So give yourself some grace and know that restlessness is pretty common and you will grow a better awareness and ability to be still. Wandering thoughts. So acknowledge that you have had a thought or even just let it pass. You just don't have to chase it. We often get stuck in our minds and there's this loop and we start this pattern. We're like, okay, well, I have to do these 3 things and then after that I have to do this. And that's something you don't need in meditation. This is a moment where you can just come back and say, you know what, that thought can just go. We'll just let it pass. And we're going to come back to the quiet space that we're holding. So I love to think of it as a big blue sky mind. And there's a song by Trevor Hall called Blue Sky Mind. And I think that every time I have a thought go through my head. So I have to detach from both of those thoughts then. But imagine that your mind is this big blue, empty sky. And then you have a little thought cross by and it's just one tiny cloud. You don't have to chase it. Would you chase the clouds? No. You would allow them to pass. You would watch and let them go. You wouldn't think, oh, I have to remember that. I have to remember exactly the shape of that cloud. You're going to see it and it's just going to pass right by. So allow that to be how you approach your thoughts with meditation. And if that's not the right visual for you, create one. Maybe you need something else. Maybe it's squeegeeing glass and those thoughts are little runnels of water. So just imagine for yourself. Impatience is another really common challenge. So people often find that they get bored or they feel like it's taking forever, or even that their meditation practice isn't getting better fast enough. So give yourself grace again. Allow yourself time. Your brain is wired the way it's wired now because of however many years you've lived of thoughts and patterns and teachings, and it's going to take a little while to come back out of that patterning and that training and allow yourself to have new reactions and new thoughts and new space. So give yourself time. Physical discomfort. So yogis would often practice yoga to prepare them for long periods of meditation and stillness. And so stretch out a little bit before you sit down if you can, or lie down. And give yourself a little bit of space to breathe and start with a shorter meditation. You don't have to start at an hour. You don't have to start at 6 hours. You can start at 1 minute. You can't get sore in 1 minute. And then sit in a way that's comfortable for you. You don't have to sit on the floor cross-legged or in lotus position because that's what you've seen other people do. If you need to meditate sitting on a chair, do that. If you need to meditate lying down, do that. So give yourself, again, grace, because this is a practice. This is not something you have mastered. And then consistency. So establish a regular practice and then gradually increase the duration. A lot of people struggle with consistency in their lives in general. So the same thing would come up in meditation. So set a timer, and that's the time that you meditate. Or have a time block in your day where you say, this is when I spend time meditating. For me, that's at 5:30 in the morning until about 6:10. So I have about a 40-minute window that I meditate for, and I've built that up over the last few years. So give yourself space in your day that it actually fits into, because if you say, oh, I'll meditate tomorrow, but you didn't actually schedule that in, or you didn't actually give yourself time for that, how will you possibly do it if you're not already doing it, right? You need that time and consistency to build a practice. So when you move into mindfulness in your daily life and you take meditation off of your meditation cushion or your yoga mat or whatever it is you're using, and you bring it out into your life, there are a lot of places you can utilize the mindfulness that you've built, and you can use it to become more aware, more mindful in your day-to-day tasks, and that will help you in your reactivity. It'll help you in your emotional balance and stability. So mindful eating is a huge one. We all eat. You have to eat. Mindful like drinking as well. So if you're drinking a glass of water, just first feel the glass touch your lip, and then feel the water and the temperature of it cross your lips, cross your tongue, and then what does it feel like to swallow it? Can you notice something in your body when it settles into your digestive system? Like, what does that feel like? And then if you think about your food, so chew your food well. Pay attention to the texture of your food. Pay attention to the feeling of it under your teeth. What does it taste like? What's the temperature? What details can you take from it? Does it feel tangy in your mouth? I know that's a flavor too, but you can feel it. It feels a little acidic. Can you feel that in your body? Another thing you can really do for mindfulness in your day-to-day life is a technology detox. Turn your phone off before you go to bed, or do not disturb if it's the only way your loved ones could reach you and you're worried about missing a call that's important. So it's really, really, really vital for you to not be alerted all night. Don't do that to yourself. That's terrible. You're not sleeping. Don't. So turn it on to do not disturb. Okay? And then preferably don't have it in your room either. Your phone should not be beside your bed. It is a terrible practice to have. And if you need an alarm clock, buy one. Get one that has a daylight that turns on with light and then with nature sounds, because your nervous system will thank you. It is worth every dollar. Gratitude journaling is another thing you can do with mindfulness in your day-to-day. So take a moment in the morning before you even get out of your bed. Your light has just gone on and your birds have just called from your alarm, and you lie there in your bed and you just start your day by saying, thank you so much that I have another day to live. Thank you that I get to make my dreams real today. Thank you that I'm healthy. Thank you that I woke up. Thank you that I have this cozy bed to lie in and this great blanket and this pillow I love. And I have all of this time that I gave myself to get ready. Give yourself that beautiful wake up. And then do the same thing before you go to bed. You can do the same thing before each meal. Thank you so much for the nutrients I am getting from this meal. And the people who grew this produce, who grew this, and think of all of the work and time and effort and every stage it took to get to your table, and then say thank you for that. And then at the end of the day, say thank you for the 3 things that you appreciated the most during the day. And if you have more than 3, amazing. If you don't have more than 3, maybe tomorrow you'll have 30. It doesn't matter. Just take that moment to feel grateful, because the more you can feel grateful, the more beauty there will be in your life and the more joy there will be in your life. Breath awareness is your next option and way to bring mindfulness into your daily life. Every time you're starting to feel stressed about something, annoyed about something, come back to your breath. Take one slow, long, deep breath in and just notice it go in through your nostrils. Feel the parts of you it moves. Does your chest expand? Do your shoulders move? Does your belly grow? And then when you exhale, let that all sink back down and in, and feel your breath leave your nostrils. Notice the temperature. Was it cool going in and then warmer coming out? So give yourself those breaks. And even if you're not feeling stressed, it's a really great way to touch back in to your emotions, to your physical body, to your thoughts, and give yourself a second to reconnect. It's also going to give you a chance for your intuition to kind of pop its head out. Maybe you're making a decision. Maybe you need a second and you need to settle into your body to really feel what your intuition is telling you. What does your gut say? You're not going to get that if you're going a mile a minute. You need that second, so give it to yourself. And then the next thing to bring mindfulness to is listening. This was a skill I did not have. This was a learned behavior entirely. I was a horrible listener and I spoke way too much because I was afraid of being unheard. So instead of listening to then also be listened to, I just talked. So learning to really stay present when someone is sharing something with you is so important, and it is such a gift to give someone. So take a minute. When you ask someone a question, mean it. Don't ask it just to ask it. Ask it because you truly want to know the answer. And if someone just says, I need to talk, do you have time to talk? And you say yes, that means, do you have time to listen to me talk? That's what that means. And if you say yes, be a good listener. Ask them good questions in response to what they're sharing with you. Don't pick up your phone when someone is speaking with you. Be fully engaged. Respond. Have emotions. Have responses. People love a lively listener. If you are present and your eyes light up when they tell you something amazing, they know you're listening, which is so important. So give them that gift. And then in turn, you will get that gift. Again, I had to learn that myself. And then how does meditation complement herbalism? Because that's a big passion of mine. And how does meditation complement yoga? So if you think of enhancing your mind and body connection, meditation deepens your awareness of all things within yourself. So if you think of making a herbal tea, if you think of making a tincture or taking one, and before you take it, you take that moment to be grateful and say thank you so much to the person who made it for you. And you say thank you so much to the plants who have been utilized for this tea or tincture or salve or whatever it is that's happening for you with them. You are being mindful. You're bringing forward that awareness of the world and your connection to it into the practice of consuming that or taking that medicine, that plant medicine in. And the same thing will go with your yoga practice or any movement practice. If you can breathe consciously while you're moving your body, you are going to be more aware of your body and what's happening within you. Meditation also reduces stress, and lots of herbal practice is about regulating the nervous system. Lots of yoga is about regulating the nervous system. So meditation plays into that as well. So you're also going to make your herbal supports for your body mindfully. You're going to do it with full awareness. You're going to do it with an intention for what that support is. So another thing you can do is meditation is going to foster self-compassion. And maybe you're going to support yourself by a herbal self-care practice, a mindfulness and meditation self-care practice, and then a yoga self-care practice. So those three together are going to support all the parts of you, all the sides of you. So it's important to bring mindfulness into all of those. And then the balance, the trio. So they are going to approach physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And that is why we really want to foster this. And so if you do not already have a meditation or mindfulness practice, let me be the first to tell you that this is something you are giving yourself and you are gifting yourself. So start with 5 minutes. You can download a bunch of different apps. There are so many. I have Better Me, which I've just started using. I don't have a ton of information on it yet, but I have used Insight Timer for quite a few years at this point, and I really do like that app in particular. If you have others, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to see more resources for meditation and mindfulness. And if this was of benefit to you, or if you think this would help someone you know, please feel free to share it. I would love to hear your comments. And if you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining me.